There's a dynamic that we wanted to kind of help foster or create, is this youth versus experience debate. And I wanted to bring in some youthful guys, some guys that maybe don't have that level of experience. They can feed off the experienced guys, but they're also going to be a burr in the saddle of the experienced guys. So that dynamic, it wasn't accidental that we were trying to create that.
Here I am, top of the world, top of Lombard Street, the view of the Bay Bridge and beautiful San Francisco on this awesome sunny day. 21 years I've been living in San Francisco. I've never been down Lombard Street. You know, just growing up around here, we don't really do the touristy things. It'd be fun to do a nice jump over the whole thing. Driving a 6-speed manual on the streets of San Francisco, I think it's another element of driving. You know, it's not just driving, starting, stopping, but I really like using both my feet. It's just kind of fun driving the streetcar version of my race car. Sometimes I think about what it would be like to take the race car actually out on these streets and if it would even function, because it's so wide and, you know, sequential transmission and everything. It's so hardcore, but it's having like a little version of the race car to take around every single day. It makes it so fun on the Veloster end. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Bullet with Steve McQueen, but it took place right here in the hills of San Francisco, so it's only fitting that we take the Veloster end up and down these hills. You hear the exhaust crackles and everything like that? We almost hit 0.6 Gs. Michael and Mark, they've been great mentors to me, especially in the rain. We just went to Mid-Ohio, and I've only had 1 or 2 races in the rain, and no rain compared to what I saw in Mid-Ohio. And Mark really helped me dial in my line, and Michael, he's really good on technique, and he really helps me with just learning certain little small things all the time that make a huge difference. I find tenths and tenths and tenths over and over and over again. I'm really grateful to be on a team with such nice and experienced teammates. So my co-driver Harry, we started off the year, we just met each other briefly once at PRI, and I was actually really excited to drive with him because he has such a great resume, and he's been great this year. He's super consistent, he's super fast, and I can't wait to go through the rest of the races and compete against the other car. I think it's gonna be a great time. So my whole passion has been karting, and since the time I've wanted to become a professional driver, karting is kind of where everyone starts, and it's really cool to get back into it again, and it really just helps my reflexes and helps me stay sharp while I'm not in the track. My favorite karting spot is Sonoma Raceway. The kart is so low to the ground and everything on it is so direct. There's zero electronics. There's nothing between you and the ground just besides a fiberglass or a carbon fiber seat. I mean, you can feel your butt scraping against the ground sometimes in some of these bumps. There's something different about when you're in a kart versus when you're in a car. I mean, everything happens so fast when you're in a kart. Even I'm still not used to it. My first few laps, every single time I come back out, even though I come, you know, once a week, I still have to get used to that speed. In a kart, I think that the concentration level might be even higher. And so when you do get back in the car, you feel like kind of use that extra time I have versus being in a kart and look around where my brake bias is set, look at the gauges, look at everything around me. The Veloster and TCR car is such a great car, and the kart is such a great kart. They're equal highs, that's for sure. They're both just up there. I mean, every single time I get out of the kart, every single time I get out of the Veloster and TCR car, I'm just smiling. I mean, there's not a dull moment.
Ever since as far back as I can remember, I've always just wanted to be that guy in the car. I've always been that little kid on the fence watching them go down the track and everything, and I've always just thought I can do that, you know. Really, I would say at the beginning of freshman year is when I really confirmed with myself and everyone else that I was going to become a professional race car driver, and I wanted to be one the rest of my life. And it took some sacrifices, you know. I had to not go to high school full time anymore. I had to go homeschooling. Don't get the opportunity to see all my friends nearly as much as everyone else does, but that's just part of it, you know, always on the road and everything. Not too long ago, I had the accomplishment of getting my Eagle Scout badge. It was definitely one of the greatest things I've ever accomplished in my entire life. Definitely one of the biggest things I've learned was just the strength of having patience. You know, there's a lot of situations I find on the racetrack where being a little patient is faster. On the brakes, throttle, whatever, it doesn't matter. And in life too, you know.
Harry got the racing DNA. I'm his grandfather, his father, my sons, I have brothers and sisters. We all pretty much grew up outdoors with anything that would burn gas.
Harry was a big baseball player. Harry hurt his back. He fractured his L5 in 6th grade. Being Harley dealers, we kind of didn't know what else to do with him, so brought him up here, put him in a go-kart in the back parking lot, 2 cones. Pretty quickly realized he could turn and brake and hit the gas pretty well. He did the Lockhart Grand Prix up in Lockhart, Texas. And he was good. We went right from that race to Europe. We kind of took the Andre Agassi method of, if you're gonna do this and you wanna go pro, you gotta go get beat up by the best. So he went straight to Sarno, Italy at 14 to the World Finals. Didn't qualify, got crashed into every corner, but came back a better driver, and it started a career path for him.
Man, when I got the call from Bryan Herta, it was like a dream come true. It was exactly what I've been working for my entire life, basically, was to get the call by a real race team, by a real manufacturer to be the driver for it. It was a dream come true, really, you know? Bryan has definitely been coaching me a little bit, giving me all the advice he can, and it's been great. You know, I'm like a sponge, soak up as much information as I can get from him. But I'd say one of the most interesting pieces that I've gotten from him so far was right before qualifying at Mid-Ohio. He came over the radio while I was in the car and just said 2 words, and that was controlled aggression, and that's exactly what I did.
Michael Lewis and Harry Gottsacker.
Gottzacker's in front.
Switched. The black Hyundai Veloster is in front now.
Similar things to the race car to the street car, I'd say, so far that I can feel is the front end, you know? Really lots of grip up front, and it's very nimble as well. It's a very quick car. This year has definitely opened my eyes. There's tons of supporters out there, like Velociter Nation. It's just really cool being a part of a family this big and having this many people support the race team. It's really fun, and there's a lot of motivation behind it.
Bring it to Road America, it's gonna be huge. You know, Harry's got a big fan count.
I'm just gonna have so much family members out at that racetrack, and just that's my favorite track. I think I'm gonna have like 20 of my buddies, and most of them are Eagle Scouts that are gonna be out there hanging out.
Like my dad said, you know, our passion at the beginning of us was race fans. And that's just in our blood. Our business, internal combustion. I mean, we'd burn gas for a living, and Bryan Herta picked him out, you know, of the field. Hyundai backed that play, so you know, it's on Harry. We did the background stuff, and now he's going to go out there and win some races and bring home a championship to Hyundai. So it's an exciting time right now.